Mason, aside from the leadership component of the quarterback position, which we've talked a lot with you just over the course of the offseason, what aspects of your game are you really kind of honing into as far as really wanting to take the next step and improve upon from what you did last year?
Yeah, for starters, I think it's up front. I think it all starts up front and getting us into the right protections. Kind of identifying blitzers, all that kind of stuff, and seeing picking up on tendencies the defense start doing, and kind of getting us into the right protection. I think we like to take our shots offensively, and so I think if we can get us in the right protections and be able to pick up some blitzes, we can take shots downfield. I think that was something I struggled with last year, is kind of just taking control at the quarterback position and making sure that we're picked up. So I think that's one of the big things for me. Another big one's just footwork. Just being really consistent with my feet. Dropping quick. Getting rid of the ball on time, especially when we get blitzed, and allowing for our guys to go out and make plays in space. And then honestly, the biggest thing is having the trust that I have with our guys now. Going off of a full off season. I think it allows for us to have even more explosives because I can get the ball to them quicker. And I mean that in the sense of like trusting them to go win on a post and throwing it before he breaks, and instead of kind of holding on to it for another second and making sure that he's open. Just kind of having that faith and that trust in those guys to go run under one or go win their one-on-ones. And I think, like I said, having that off season the past couple months with those guys has been crucial, and I think it's gonna pay off for sure.
The knowledge